Daniels.com, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000. But the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I got to have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Hanley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. It is Wednesday, October 19th, 2022. I have been incredibly busy. And when I say incredibly busy, I mean incredibly busy. First and foremost, let me get the housekeeping out of the way. Shout out to Tej Hanley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. We appreciate Tej Hanley for continuing to hold us down during these tumultuous times. Shout out to Tej. Make sure you get that Tej pack. That link is in the description. It is no better product, and we absolutely positively love and rock with Tej. Secondly, make sure that you tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Follow me on all these social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. Twitter is toxic, but follow me on Twitter. But then again, like I said, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We always want to continue to have great conversation. Where's my Rolex at? I need my Rolly. I got to go get the Rolly in a minute. I'll get that shortly. But shout out to everybody that held me down last night. We're going to have an uncomfortable conversation today. And the reason why we're going to have this uncomfortable conversation today is because I'm starting to go down a rabbit hole. And down this rabbit hole, it is not looking good. Now, these are conversations that we've heard whispers and talks about, so on and so forth. And let me give you a little bit of insight into what is happening right now. Let me go and get my, I got to go and get my, gotta get the roll. All right. So let me tell y'all what's happening in these conversations, ladies and gentlemen. We tackle everything over here on my channel and my other channel. We tackle everything related to the money, how it all comes back down to the money, right? And the interesting thing about the money is that when you start to follow the money, you start to get scared. For most people that follow the money, it's not a good path to go down. And I'm not talking about following the money as far as what it is that you're doing in order to make sure that you could survive, thrive, Um, make sure you fund your retirement, buying assets, all of that type of stuff. It's several people that's been removed from several different platforms for different reasons. And the covert operation is always to say, well, it was because of something that they said that wasn't agreeable, or a specific type of speech, or anything. It could be anything, right? But I want y'all to start to put this together, because this is bigger than Charleston White. It's bigger than T.I. It's bigger than Revolt, all of those different platforms, right? This is much bigger than Ye. These people are just players on the chessboard, and occasionally you'll see one get removed off. T.I., in my personal opinion, is just a pawn. But he's a pawn in order to make sure that you stay in a specific position and you feed right into the narrative. Everything in life that's happening right now, everything in life is bigger than the money. Money is it's not even worth the paper that it's printed on. It's not even worth the paper that it's printed on. The value of fiat currency is the value that we give it. It's the value that we give it. And so many different people are finding themselves subjected to a narrative, and they stay loyal to it because it's all they know. Let me bring you back. Let me bring you into it, all right? Somebody sent me a video. I'm going to give you two different things, two different reasons why we going down this path, and then we going to deep dive. All right, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. And if you need to get in contact with me personally, email me at Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com, and we're going to get you scheduled for a personal call. We're going to get you scheduled for a Zoom call, so on and so forth. All right. Somebody emailed me a video. Well, I got a Kanye West response video. We're going to go over that last. But somebody emailed me a video last night, and I looked at it this morning. And I never know what I'm going to talk about until I wake up in the morning. But I looked at it this morning, and it's a video from years ago from a former popular rapper. And he was really, really popular in the 90s. And his name, for a lot of you, he was in Bone Thugs and Harmony, and his name is Crazy Bone. And he specifically started talking about something that he had got his hands on and read. And then he read it out to the audience. Now, it speaks to a different person. Do I care about Crazy Bone? Absolutely not. I'm not even really interested in having any rappers come on my platform because they serve no value to me. I believe that they're the worst for the community. But rappers in a greater sense, and let's take it here. Rappers in a greater sense are nothing but court gestures. They're court gestures, and then in my opinion, they're slave catchers. Rappers, to a larger extent, are court gestures. So they do the song and dance, and they make you feel good, and they make you feel happy about yourself. But the reality is that these guys are nothing more than a distraction so that you can continue to go down the worst path for you. And more importantly, they feed into systems such as the prison industrial complex, which is privatized. And do you know that you can invest in a prison system? Did you know that you can invest in the prison system? I bet you didn't know that. Of all the different things that you can invest in, they keep Apple in front of your face. You can go, think about it. The things that every single rapper promote, almost every single rapper promote, what is the first thing that they go and do once they get money and then they decide that they want to invest and expand their business? First, they go and get a record label so that they can go and promote other rappers. And so they keep you in this cyclical nature that then hypnotizes you through the music to influence you to do the things that's not best for you so that you can then continue to put people inside of the prison industrial complex. If people really want to understand, all you got to do is follow the money. First thing that they do is they get another record label so they can put more rappers on. So then they create this pyramid scheme where more rappers are signed to more rappers, and then they can continue to flood your airwaves, your playlists, and your streets with the things that are worse for you. The second thing that they go and do, they get a liquor deal. A liquor deal. The biggest companies, think about it. We're gonna deep dive today. Think of all of the billionaires outside of Kanye West, and then think of how it is that they got rich as far as rap and entertainment. Diddy became a billionaire off the liquor and rap music. So he sold you and promoted to you the worst things for you, and then he threw a little bit of Ciroc on top of it and said, we popping. Go get a bottle of that Douce while you at it. Ross, Ace of Spades, Bel Air. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come down this ride with me. They selling you the worst things for you on a regular basis. The worst things for you on a regular basis. And you know what? And you know what you're going to do? You're going to continue to feed into it because it sounds good to you. And the way that the devil got your mind is they continue to put you in this consciousness, this endless stream of consciousness in which you just repeatedly continue to go into the things that's the worst for you. I'm going to dive into this video and I'm going to tell you why people like Charleston White and why it is an agenda to completely eliminate the Ye. They never cared about Ye when he was talking about, and when you get on, we leave your ass for a white girl. They wasn't tripping on Ye for that. They wasn't tripping on Ye when he went and got with a Kardashian. They never cared about that. They didn't even trip on Ye when he said George Bush don't care about black people. But when Ye started talking about a certain group of people, or he started moving in a certain direction, or he start really, really deep diving into what the agenda is, because they're going to give you the little Black Lives Matters. They're going to let you protest. They're going to let you tear up your own communities. They're going to let you burn down things. They're going to let you continue to put money into the Black Lives Matters organization, because it all comes back to them regardless. It all comes back to them. When Ye start talking that talk, remove it. Get it off the platform. Don't air it. I dare you. I dare you to air his interview. And you know what's going to happen 6 months from now? We're going to all forget about it. And it's going to be but a vapor. And then it's going to go back to business as regular. The prison industrial complex will continue to be filled with all of your sons and daughters. You are literally a breeding farm for the profitability of the prison industrial complex. Let me play a little bit of this video. I want to jump right into it. I'm going to skip over into it, and then we're going to deep dive. Roll with me on this one.
Again.
Damn.
We've been bamboozled.
Hoodwinked.
Let us stray, I tell you.
All the Malcolm X words.
Once again, you know what I'm saying? Now, a few of y'all might have already heard about this.
We're going to fast forward it.
Somebody sent me an article, like 1991.
Okay.
So here's what he said.
Hold on, let me rewind a little bit.
1991.
Okay.
At a major label. Letter. I mean, this article, but it's actually a letter that was written by somebody that was a decision maker at a major label.
Shot caller.
And he said, you know, he was invited to a very special meeting about the future of hip hop back in 1991.
Okay.
So here's what he said. This is how the events went down at the meeting.
Break it down, man.
Okay.
The only thing annoying about this interview is the guy that's ad-libbing for him. That junk is throwing me off so bad. Somebody sent me this last night. I said, I gotta play it for you guys, because regardless of what the messenger is, we got to determine whether or not it's true. But let's continue.
Ride with me, okay? Because I'm reading this. Oh, this is real. Hold on, wait. Let me try to.
Way out article too, man. You know what I'm saying? When he told me on telephone about this, wait till y'all hear this, G. You know what I'm saying? It's mesmerizing how these people do. You know what I'm saying? The plans that they got for how far they will go. You know what I'm saying? To make people, you know, actually slip in society. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it says, and the title of the letter is The Secret Meeting That Changed Rap Music and Destroyed a Generation.
Damn.
So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for.
In the beginning of this whole letter, let's remember, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. The goal is self-preservation. Even when we start to have conversations about things that we know is wrong, the goal is always going to be, from the majority of the people, self-preservation. We don't want our own personal situation to be affected. We don't want our money to be cut off. We don't want to be persecuted. We don't want to go down that path. We are unwilling at this point in our lives, because we've been so comfortable and we've been so coddled to this point to where we're unwilling to have the uncomfortable conversation. And even when we do, we still keep in mind self-preservation. And I can't blame them. I can't blame them. But the goal is self-preservation, even when we're giving out the right information.
Damn.
Hold on, let me
So we gonna tell the story.
we gonna tell the story. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, not just playing.
Look, that black van.
So look, so he says, between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today.
This is in 1991, y'all.
Had more control over the public and had the means to influence them any way it wanted.
Right.
This may explain why in early 1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction.
Rap music's new direction. Now, you got to understand, in 1991, it was a completely different thing. A lot of y'all that may be watching this or restreaming it, you might be looking at it from the perspective of, what it is today. It is devolved with a D. Not an E, devolved to the point that now we got drill music, we got music that continues to empower you to do the worst things for you as far as your family, city girls, Lizzo, every single thing that is bad for you. This is what's available. This is what's available to you. So let's continue.
Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip-hop.
Talk to them.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us.
Whenever somebody invites you into the room and they force you to sign a confidentiality agreement, you already know what's going up from there. It's only one of two things that can happen when somebody forces you to sign a confidentiality agreement. Either A, they don't want you to steal their idea, or B, it's something that's so egregious that they're unwilling to risk their own well-being for you finding out the information and then exposing it to other people. Nowadays, nobody even cares about confidentiality agreements or NDAs or anything like that. But the first thing that they did before they opened up their mouths is they forced them to sign a confidentiality agreement, because They basically were consolidating power and getting everybody on the same page so they can run up the score. Consolidating power and getting everybody on the same page so they can run up the score. Think about it. It's almost like being in the NBA and what was it? The CBA at the time? Not the CBA. The league that Dr. J was in before they merged forces. Nobody can come up against the NBA. Ice Cube even said on the other day, and I read an interview where he said that the NBA and all of their partners are doing everything that they can in order to try to destroy the big three. When you big enough, you can control the narrative. You can control the media. You can control the narrative, and you can control what happens. Why do you think that lobbyists are so important when it comes to Washington? Lobbyists are so important when it comes to crafting policy, determining who's going to be funded and who's going to get into office. Let's continue.
The agreement was only a page
The
long,
ABA.
but very
The ABA.
clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. We asked several people what this meeting was about and the reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had the answers for us. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, G.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistols. No,
For real, though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable in the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
The decision makers had already invested in a very profitable industry that could become even more rewarding with our involvement. Think about that for a minute. The plan was already in place. They're just trying to determine whether or not you want to be a player. The plan is already in place. They're just trying to determine whether or not you want to be a player. Let's continue.
Explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments.
Let's sit that there. I don't want to skip over that. I'm going to play that one more time. I'm going to rewind it maybe like 15, 20 seconds, and I'm going to play it again. Matter of fact, let's go back 30 seconds, and let's play it again.
Changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments.
The companies and the decisions way back in the 90s. Now in 1991, I was 9 years old. Today, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot convince people, not even a little bit, that rap music, regardless of what your neighborhood look like, regardless of how much we justify and we celebrate no snitching, which is very much one of the reasons why we continue to be in the prison industrial complex. It don't matter what stat that you break down. It don't matter what it is. You can have 100 rappers, one Kendrick Lamar, and then they will sit there and tell you, well, what about Kendrick Lamar? What about Kendrick Lamar? Everything that we're bombarded with every single day, they will give you one and then try to justify the fact that it's not really that bad for you. Listen, just because you listen to it, it doesn't mean that you're going to go out and kill nobody. No, you know what you're going to do? You're going to adopt a no snitching philosophy and mentality. You know what you're going to do? You're going to adopt the way that you treat your women, and it's going to break up your households, which then leads to more crime, because we know that kids that's raised in single parent households are much more likely to commit crime, have dependency issues, right? Listen, this is not just the prison industrial complex investment. This is everything else involved and spawning around it. You can't figure out for the life of you why you can't, and nobody in your vicinity or in your environment can continue to build up some form of generational wealth, because you're trained to spend as a consumer instead of trained to save and then continue to keep things within your budget or have your dollar circulate. So listen, we know that the fastest way to even be able to build up wealth is to have a 2-parent household and be married. But they selling you city girl culture. They selling you guns, drugs, drill music, smoking on this person, smoking on that person, running up on people, so on and so forth. They're literally profiting in every single way off of you continuing to embrace a culture that is not best for you. And then you sit there and you tell me that I'm crazy. No, I'm telling you that you're crazy. I did a video years ago and I said, yo, rap is bad. I'm against it. I'm the same way that today that I am yesterday. They sold you pimping. They sold you every liquor, trees, cigarettes. They sell you every single thing that's wrong for you. Keep you perpetually in a system that then they enable you to get out just long enough in order to be able to substantiate and then have the conversation about how it is that you can get your life together. And you gonna sit here and tell me that this culture that we then are looking at that is trying to cancel the people that actually have something to say, that can give you a relevant opinion as to how it is that you can go about doing things successfully for your family. When I tell you how to be successfully married, you reject me. When I tell you how it is that you can get your money up, you reject me. And this culture has continued to be bad for you since the beginning of time. And you continue to reject me simply because you are holding on to the slave mentality. And guess who the slave catchers are? Let me show you who the slave catchers are. This is your slave catcher. Look at this. Rap isn't bad. That's a generalization. Programmed. Completely programmed. Programmed to do the thing and to fight back against your freedom. You are fighting against your own freedom by sitting here and telling me that rap is not bad. You are fighting against your own freedom because you said it's safer in Massa's house than it is out there in the woods. Don't even know that you can go out and build your own communities. You can go and get married. You can build your own money or your family and your wealth. You said, no, I want to continue to stay on this plantation because I don't want to. And it's a fear of change and evolving and doing the thing that might be the best for me. It may take a little bit of work. It may take a little bit of grind. You may have to deprogram yourself. You may have a completely different perspective and conversation, but ultimately it's going to be the thing that's best for you, and you reject it every single day because you never want to step out on the thing that may be different. Listen, my life changed. I told y'all in the video, my life was going in a different direction, and now the way that I've been able to be successful is by changing my mindset, divesting myself against the things that's the worst for me, including rap culture and the rap community that is largely negatively infecting every single thing that you touch every single day. I dropped a video. Literally, I was in a blue polo shirt in front of the Motown Museum right here in downtown Detroit. And I dropped the video. I said, yo, my life is taking off. It's going in a different direction. And it started to do that once I started divesting myself against this and rap music, and I let it go. And I said, and I know I'm about to take off. I'm about to absolutely explode. And now, this is the reason why I've been documenting this my entire life. I've been documenting my life so you can see the journey. It's so you can see the journey. My life absolutely positively took off. And you still fight me. And guess what? You are in the same position that you was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You are in the same position that you was in, still being a consumer, still broke, still got broken families, still got baby mamas, still doing a thing that's the worst for you. Think about your life. Think about the arc and the trajectory of your life. And you tell me how rap music and how it is that you've been influenced and the things that you take in on a daily basis, because everything that we do is a learned behavior. You tell me how you've benefited, and then you compare it to me, and then you help me to understand and you compare it. I'm just curious. Help me to understand it. Tell me something that I don't know. Show me the results, because anybody can say anything, but very few people can actually substantiate themselves with results.
Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who receive funding from the government based on the number of inmates. Mm-hmm. The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons.
Mm-hmm. The more inmates, the more the government will pay the prisons. The more inmates, you are cattle. You are cattle. And look. This is exactly what they want you to say. Ye keeps running his mouth, costing himself money. And so for that little piece of paper, you willing to sell out your brother. They told you that they was going to give you a chicken meal instead of the slop that you used to eating. And now you're going to sell yourself out for this little piece of paper because they told you that the thing that you need to do was to focus on this and don't focus on that. Ye's going to get in trouble because he's keeps on running his mouths. Don't even know you on a plantation yourself. You are in an industrial complex of your mind that continues to keep you in a system that keeps everybody else profitable. And you get a little bit of scraps, a little bit of meat off a Longshanks table, and then you just continue to fall right into the trap. Rappers just sell you the worst things for you. And think about it, y'all. Think about it, y'all. Rap music is the only form and source of music that they continue to keep on a cycle. It's the most popular music in the entire world right now. And they keep their artists on a cycle. When you look at rock and roll, that was also started by black people, but is not championed by black people. When you look at blues, when you look at classical, when you look at their artists, they go on to make money and live and be celebrated forever. Forever. It is this endless stream of rappers. Going today, here tomorrow. Maybe we'll keep you sticking around if you just, whatever. Endless stream fed into you it's like a farm, just fed into you every single day. They keep them on a string. And once one starts to listen, we don't really like the way that one is getting a little woke up. Hey, wait a minute. What they talking about? Their contract? They don't like 360 deals? We're going to re-engineer it. We're going to say that we're going to give them a distribution deal, but we still going to sign them to the contract. An endless stream of ignorance and dummies.
It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled.
Check this out, y'all. You know what the funniest part about this whole conversation is? Nobody cared. Nobody cares if I get out there and I say, yo, fuck this bitch. That slut is a hoe. Put the packs down. We smoking on this pack, so on and so forth. Nobody cares if I go out and say that. I'm not nobody tripping. I get all of the emails in the world. Anton, you know what? We rocking with you. You cool, you dope, so on and so forth. The minute that I started drawing a line in the sand and I started to get some even more visibility, because I'm a meteor right now, right? I'm a meteor right now. I'm literally taking off. Every single thing that I touch turns to gold. And now that I've taken a position, right, and they starting to pay attention, because listen, it's a bunch of different YouTubers. It's a million YouTubers every single day. And they come on these platforms and they say, you know what? The system is against us and all of this white power and all of this black power and all of this Mexican power and all of this. They do all of that. Nobody cares. We don't care. Listen, you're not even going to be consistent enough to even be able to take off. They start to pay attention. Do you know that I started getting the emails today? Do you know how long it takes to get my channels monetized sometimes? You know, I got an email today. The email was like, yo, Anton, be careful. You don't want to roll that way. You don't want to do that. You want to be a little bit careful. Let's continue.
Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague, who opened up the meeting earlier, hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out.
You signed an agreement and you're going to suffer the consequences of speaking out. Alex Trebek said, what other group champions criminals terrorizing their own community? I also emailed you. Shout out to Alex, man. I appreciate the email. I got my people going through it right now. It's a fair question. What other group champions criminals terrorizing their own communities? What other group? What other group champions criminals terrorizing their own communities? Yo, listen. I don't hear anybody calling for the removal of any kind of lyric when they tell you to keep scamming. They done got you. Listen, do you know, I have a theory. This is just my opinion and it's a theory. I seen that PPP loan coming and I said, this ain't nothing but an opportunity to get y'all locked up. They letting too many people out. And this is just the theory in Anton. I said, yo, this is a scam. Y'all gonna get locked the fuck up if y'all go and take them PPP loans. I warned y'all. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. Every single year, it's a new finesse, and all it's gonna do is get you locked up. They got your geolocation. They can see where it is. Don't you know that when you go out and you do a crime, that when you got any kind of device, I don't care if you got an Apple Watch, I don't care if you got a AirTag on you, I don't care if you got a cell phone, I don't care if it's not a smartphone and it's a flip phone. Don't you know that they can triangulate your geolocation exactly where it is that you are based off of the cell phone towers? Don't you know that every single thing that you do online is an electronic signature that they can trace back to you? Why do you think that that they're trying to get stable coins put into place now? Why do you think that they're trying to regulate cryptocurrency? Y'all went out and I told you, I said, don't take them loans. You're going to finesse yourself right on into the prison system and become a part of this industrial complex that they've already established back in 1991. But nope. They said, you know what? We going to put it in the lyric. And they said, yeah, we scamming. And you had your favorite drill rapper. They moved over from drill music to scamming, and you fell right into the trap. And now Biden changed the law and said, we got 10 years to come and get your black ass. And now you sitting up there worried every single day, waiting for the statute of limitations to expire 8 years from now. 8 years from now. You fell right into the trap for what? $20, $30, $40, $50,000? You fell into the trap. 100,000? 200,000? Bro, they're literally just working their way on down the ladder. They started out with the people that went and got the millions. They're going to work their way into the people that got the 100,000s. And then they coming for your black ass. You thought that you got away with it. You thought you got away with it. All they did was put themselves in a position to get a person that is going to work for less than the price of what it costs in order to support a Somalian on 3 cents a day. You're going to be making fucking license plates because you continue to fall right into the trap and you let these slave catchers talk you right on into it. Real talk. I warned y'all, but y'all didn't want to listen. You want to go about doing it your way. Listen, Anton don't know what he's talking about. No, Anton, listen, hold on. It's well over 1,000 people in here having this conversation with me right now. I need y'all to hit a like for the algorithm. I'm going to let this play out while y'all hit a like for the algorithm. It's well over 1,000 people in here on YouTube alone. I need you to hit a like for the algorithm. I'm going to let this play out while y'all figure it out.
Publicly, or even those who attended the meeting.
Damn.
I asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. And, no, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word the last thing he said. It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement. He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
So now that y'all heard that, and I want to play Ye's reaction to getting removed and then getting his interviews removed and people won't air his interviews and everything like that. Let's put it in perspective, y'all. Honestly. Let's think about it, because I can't lie to you. It's the most attractive, melodic. Bro, Snoop taught me everything I needed to know. He told me, he said, yo, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. I wonder how many people called Snoop to the front of the congregation and said, yo, you ruined my life, fam. But it wasn't even Snoop's fault. I got to give him that. It was the people that celebrated it. Listen, we love and we adore Dr. Dre. More rappers than Dad and the Puffy than I can think of and I can even count. But we going to keep us an endless cycle. Who we got now? He got French Montana. He recently started Love Records. More rappers than Dad and the Puff than I can think of. Who knows? We got Big, Craig Mack, Black Rob. Who else than Dad and the Puff? I'm just curious. Listen, Tupac was a money printing machine. If you look at Tupac's trajectory, he transitioned from conscious rapper to water waving with Digital Underground. First, he was Tupacalypse Now. Then he got around. Then he went to jail. He gave you the blueprint on how to be a real nigga. So he went to jail, right? He gave you the blueprint. And then he signed a horrible contract on a napkin. They said, hey, Pac, you want to get out of jail? Listen, I wrote you up a new contract. You got it? He was like, please, Freaky Jason, anything to get me up under this regime, from under this regime. Anything to get me from under this regime. It's made him sign a contract on a piece of paper. He came out. and he was a monster. He dissed everything and anyone that was in his way, and he was out here running around just like Chris Brown is, acting like he was a blood. Dudes that never had his best interests at heart, he ran around here acting like he was a blood. Is his music phenomenal? Absolutely. And then once he changed his name to Machiavelli and he started talking about the 7-day theory, that's it. We have no more use for you, sir. Listen, but you got a diamond album. You don't make no money from it. We're going to make the majority of the money from it. And listen, the biggest thing that you did is you continue to put more people in the prison industrial complex. Profitability. You got a diamond album, though. Oh my God. I can't wait to drop this link in the chat.
So this meeting, bro.
Now that's a lot for a meeting right there.
Let's go into something else really quickly. I want to pivot before I drop the link in the chat because I know some of y'all going to defend y'all slave masters. You're going to love them. You're going to adore them. You're going to make sure that you hold them down. Thank you for everybody that support me on Cash App, PayPal, all y'all super chats, everybody that continue to subscribe to the channel. I see we got over 1,100 people in here on YouTube alone. So let me make sure that I acknowledge y'all. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. More importantly, make sure you tap into the Patreon. I got some exclusive interviews that's coming. I got Lamar Odom dropping. I got my girl Onyx dropping. I got, I don't even want to tell you who this other person is. It's insane. All right. I got my dog Charleston White coming through again. So make sure y'all tap in because we got some phenomenal stuff dropping inside of the Patreon. I got my editors on top of it and they doing what they do. All right. Let's pivot over to Kanye. So we all know that Kanye got his interview removed from Drink Champs. And I want to throw Nori a lifeline because I don't think it's Nori. And I've been having this conversation. I think that Nori is no different than the rest of us. Once they start threatening and they saying that, yo, we going to affect your money, or I don't know if you can say this, or he said this about this particular group, we want to censor it. We don't care about if y'all talk about killing each other. We only want to make sure that you don't talk about anything related to us. Removed. Absolutely, positively removed. Okay. So shout out to Forgotten Kings. They asked Kanye what he thought about the removal of his interview off of Drink Champs. And you know Kanye, he went on a very, in my opinion, coherent rant. And so I want to deep dive into that. Let me fast forward a little bit.
I feel like Black Lives Matter is like a warm water, it's a hot shower, and White Lives Matter is a cold shower. The funny thing about woke culture is like, woke culture is not really woke like that. A lot of times people, they would rather just exist inside of the pain of a lie than deal with the harsh realities of the truth for us to look further. Look at like the JFK, how many documentaries there are on what happened there. Like as a people, we are a sophisticated people that have to look in and be willing to challenge things, not just take what the media has fed us. The interview we had was amazing, and the exact people who sent people in the streets for Black Lives Matter were able to derail the interview and a lot of the ideas just based off the main comment. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by these people honking over here and stuff. So with Nori is my brother. He's under a lot of pressure. If you look at the first thing it says, Nori does an interview with Rosenberg. But what's the exact thing I was saying? I said the Jewish media controls so many things. It's not all the Jewish people, but they're specifically...
Do y'all think that that's a coincidence? Do you think that when Nori apologized, come on, y'all, let's put the puzzle together. When Nori apologized, and this is not something to kill Nori, right? I think that Drink Champs is one of the most phenomenal platforms. I'm just paying attention to what happens, and I'm just asking the questions. When Nori apologized, And then he just so happened to be talking to Rosenberg, who happened to be Jewish. And he had the conversation about how it was that he did things wrong and how he shouldn't have had this conversation. I'm just asking, do you think that it's a coincidence? Because we don't pay attention to the nuance. We don't pay attention to, what's happening behind the scenes. We're not paying attention to how things are done and the body language and everything like that. Do you think that it's a coincidence? Because he didn't go on any other platform. He went on and talked. He didn't even talk to Ebro. He talked to Rosenberg. Do you think that it is a coincidence that Nori apologized while talking to Rosenberg? Or do you think it was also symbolic? It was a way in which they can help you to acknowledge and pay it without saying. It's like talking without talking. It's like giving your chick that look to help her to understand, hey, you good over there? She know what you mean. You ain't got to say it. You ain't got to announce it. You ain't got to highlight that you talking to that particular person. In my personal opinion, I think it was a symbolic gesture. It was a symbolic gesture, and it was to highlight and acknowledge who you think you talking to. Who you think you talking to? Why do... Before I deep dive further into this, let me tell you what it is that I got this morning, right? First of all, the thing that's very, very interesting, I find, is that several different text messages when I've been waking up this week and emails are highlighting how, Anton, be careful who you moving with. Anton, I don't know who you connected with, but Anton, what makes you think you can say? I'm starting to see a lot of my stuff slow down as far as, I'm starting to get flagged on a lot of the different videos, and it takes them an extended amount of time to review it, and then the monetization is coming late and all of this other type of stuff. I'm trying to tell you, man, I don't believe that it is a coincidence at all. If I don't shut my black ass mouth soon, who's to say that I won't have to kiss the ring? Who's to say that Anton from AntonDaniels.com won't have to kiss the ring? Anton, you need to distance yourself from this person. And why would I distance myself from somebody that I think is telling the truth? I am telling you that it is real. It is so real. Anton, you need to distance yourself. And listen, let me tell you how they going to finesse me. Check this out. AJR says, I think it would be very powerful to do an interview with Dr. Umar Johnson. I think so too. I'm not sure that he would do it. I think that I don't know if he would be willing to have that conversation, but we're going to see. Let me tell you how they going to try to finesse me. I'm going to tell you how they tried to finesse me, y'all. Let me blow myself up like this. They threw me the bone. Hey, yo, I see you winning out here, fam. You got a lot of visibility. You really, really transitioning. You willing to take over. Listen, I could see you got the same or similar voice as your best friend, Kev. You really starting to take off. I see your growth. Listen, we can really get behind that. If I'm lying, I'm flying. This is how they threw me the bone. I see your growth, fam, but to really be able to take off, and I hope you can read between the lines, you're going to have to distance yourself from certain things, man. It ain't cool that you moving like that. I'm sorry, am I signed to somebody? See, let me tell you why it's so difficult to negotiate with me, right? Let me tell you why it's so difficult to negotiate with me. It's because I have no strings on me. I did it on my own. I got rich on my own. I built this thing one person at a time. It's difficult to have strings on a person that have significant assets. Now, am I untouchable? Absolutely not. I got real estate here in America just like you. I got stocks in America just like you. I got companies in America just like you. I got a platform that's owned by somebody else just like you. But it's difficult because I'm not controlled by any specific entity. So Revolt can't tell me what it is that I'm supposed to do. Revolt can tell big facts that they got to remove a specific interview. Revolt can tap into Nori and say, yo, you got to remove a specific interview. And so it's a lot more difficult. Am I untouchable? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's much more difficult to touch me or to negotiate with me because I don't have the same strings on me. I don't have anybody paying me, right? Because I'm building my own platform and it's almost done. I got 2 months left before I launch my own platform. Do you know that I've even went as far as to make sure that the hosting servers that I'm having it on is a server in which can't be removed or censored? You don't think that I get an email every single day? Hey fam, man, why don't you come and sign to me? Hey fam, why don't you come over and rock out with us, and we'll make sure that we get you even more popping. We got way more eyes. We got this platform. I'm not even gonna say the platform. You don't think that we get them offers every single day? Do you know why it's so difficult for me to even entertain them offers? Because I can't have anybody determining when I can and can't do what I want to do. I don't want anybody telling me when I can go live and when I can't, that I should be removing this and that I can't. I already got enough strings on me just being on this platform alone. And you think that I'm about to sign to somebody else, bro? I don't care how much money that they're throwing at me. You can't control me, because to take my voice is to take my freedom. So I'd rather do it slow. I'd rather be one of the people's champs. It's some really big platforms that tapped in like, fam, we need to do a little bit of discovery to see how it is that we can do a deal together. You know what I say? I don't need your deals. I don't need your money. I'm not interested in I don't want a distribution deal. I don't want to do a 50-50 partnership. I don't want to do nothing. You know, YouTube ain't nothing but the new record industry. That's all it is. YouTube is the new record industry. And am I affected by what goes on? Do I make determinations as to how it is that can affect my bag? I'm being 100% honest. Absolutely. I have to, because it is the way in which I power all of the people that work for me, everybody that contributes to what it is that we doing. Every single thing that happens is a trickle-down effect, so I have to. But I'm very, very careful about how it is that I align myself with certain people, because all money ain't good money. Let's continue.
Jewish people in media that are in power that try to have, they bought the black voice, but they haven't been able to buy my voice. So instead they blackball me, they threaten people to not interview me, they threaten people to get away from me, they close down my stadiums. Love you too, family. Love you too. Yeah. You said thinking, right? Appreciate you. Yeah, they've done all this stuff for years, messing with me, just like poking at me, like calling me out my name. My name is Ye. Anytime they say Kanye West, I change my name. It's like Cassius Clay to Ali. You respect me as a man, as an American, that my name is Ye, that I have the right to choose what my name is. So when media does that, it's already disrespect. I love rappers. Rappers are artists. But when media calls me a rapper, it's specifically to not bring up the fact that I'm worth $11 billion, that I'm the richest black man of all time, that I'm a billionaire, that I'm a tycoon, that I'm a visionary. And if I say that, if I say those three things, then they'll say I'm a narcissist.
Is Ye worth 11 Bs? Is Ye worth 11 Bs? Is Ye worth 11? Yo, I think it's important. At some point, y'all gonna have to, and I keep telling you this, and I'm gonna beat you in the head with it every single day. You're gonna have to draw a line in the sand. At some point, you're going to have to draw a line in the sand. And again, one of the reasons why I'm not as heavy on Nori as I am on like a person like T.I. with that ugly little son of his. One of the reasons why I'm not heavy on Nori is because when you young, you do things for money. You may even do the thing that you don't necessarily mean is that you know is the best thing for you for money. You do it for money, right? But then when you start to get more educated, once you know better, you have to do better. And so I'm not necessarily heavy or down on people that become a part of the industry, on rappers per se, because y'all signing these bad deals and most of these rappers is broke anyway. And I'm not talking about the older rappers that has figured out their way and learned how to brand themselves a little bit differently. I'm talking about these new dudes that's in the industry today. Most of your favorite rappers was doing verses for $500 when the pandemic hit. They was starving. They got these 360 deals. They gave them a chain that ain't worth nothing. Diamonds is lab diamonds. The chain that they got is gold plated. And then they use these dudes in order to slave catch you and keep you up in the industry, or keep you consumed with the thing that's not best for you. And then eventually you get arrested. You do a PPP loan. You standing on the corner selling dope for less than minimum wage. And then you going to sit here and tell me about how I ain't keeping it real and I ain't a real nigga. You ain't employed nobody. You ain't helped nobody. You ain't got no family. You ain't got no ability to be able to add value into nobody's life. And they keep you in this cycle. And we already know that the majority of these rappers is fake. The places that the only person that kept it real on Cribs was Redman. The only person that kept it real on Cribs is Redman. None of these rappers ever got a dime off of one episode that they ever filmed. Not one dime from any of these episodes that they ever filmed. They Airbnb'd before Airbnb was even a thing. And I'm supposed to be impressed because they gave you a chain and a car and a worthless bust down Rolex. I'm supposed to be impressed by that? So you telling me that they can just dangle any shiny thing in front of your face and that's going to be the end of the conversation? Okay, let's continue.
Right? But they push you down so much that you got to fight just to say who you are. You know, what I got from the documentary, from the Candace Owens documentary, was I felt like it was a setup. I felt that in the documentary, if you look at it, he told his roommates they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. Well, who is they? I'm going to pose that as a question, as opposed to, giving you some kind of theory that I can't pinpoint.
Why is he doing this? Why is he now saying this? Because we got an opinion about everything and everybody. Let me tell you why he's doing it. Because somebody has gotten inside of, I would imagine maybe a Jewish lawyer, maybe not. I don't know, hypothetically, allegedly, who knows, has gotten inside of the family of George Floyd's head and they said, yo, you need to sue them. Wasn't Kanye one of the first people to donate over $2 million towards the family of somebody that was slain unjustly when this whole thing happened? Wasn't no rappers around, wasn't nobody doing nothing for nobody, but wasn't Kanye the only person and the only person of significance that donated over $2 million to a family of somebody that had gotten slain during the pandemic when all of those protests was happening, even though he didn't necessarily align with the same views of the people that was protesting? Didn't he donate like a whole bunch of money and gave a family something or help somebody bury somebody and all of that other type of stuff? But now they're deciding to sue him. Whoa. How, Sway? He gave 2 M's to them. He donated over $2 million to them. And now they allegedly are suing him. How? How? Allegedly, he gave over $2 million. So the person that had your back, even though everybody else pretended to, is the person that you're going at. Let me drop the link in the chat. Let me drop a link in the chat because I'm curious as to what y'all thoughts are. I got to drop the link in the chat. I got to. A $250 million suit by his baby mama. Jesus. Physical Poetry, thank you for the super chat, said, this lends to the conversation about how the South music machine has fed into further destruction of the black community. As long as the South is in the lead, the community will fail. And it's funny, and it's because it's like in the lead of what? The majority of us don't own no real estate on the corners that we banging on and killing each other on. Let me drop the link in the chat. I'm gonna turn this on. I'm curious. If you disagree with me, you are more than welcome to be able to come up. We got over 1,300 people in here alone on YouTube. So if you disagree with me, I'm curious as to what your thoughts are. Let me see what we got here. All right, I'm pinning this to the top of the chat. Again, make sure y'all hit a like for the. Y'all doing better on the likes today. We getting it popping. We making it do what it do. I'm curious as to what y'all thoughts are about this whole thing. Specifically, not even with regard to Ye, but I'm curious as to what y'all thoughts are about rap music in general. I got an extra couple minutes before I got something to do. If anybody wants to come up, you are more than welcome to give your opinion and your thoughts about what's happening and what's going on. Let's continue.
And this idea, these martyrs that we have, it's 14 kids that's dying in Chicago every single day. And they have this Jewish media, black media, trauma culture, trauma economy, the stuff that Charlemagne the God works for, the stuff that Rosenberg works for, the stuff that academics, the guys that academics, you got to understand, all these people that y'all listening to out here, I'm going to tell y'all, they getting their checks cut. You know, and y'all, I need y'all to really respect what I'm doing, the stuff that I'm doing and I'm saying online, and love the fact, look, I got money, I got my songs, I could go off and just go to, you know, Hawaii and live a nice life. That means that God has called me to sacrifice all of that in order to bring the truth. That's what I'm saying. They don't cut my check. You listen to people that's getting their check cut by Jewish media. George.
Let's have this conversation. What's going on, Razid? You muted, bro. You muted.
What's going on, bro?
Chilling. What's the word? Yeah, I can hear you.
What's going on, bro? Yeah, man. I just want to say, first of all, man, congrats on your future, you know what I'm saying, endeavors on business, you know what I'm saying, everything. It's not like really a disagreement, but my only thing is, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, I've had this conversation with you, you know what I'm saying, you know, sort of like face to face, you know what I'm saying, brief, but all rap, you know what I'm saying, music ain't bad, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, GXFR fan, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it, bro. But only because, you know what I'm saying, of how they actually did it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like when you look at like their whole brand and model.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Where do you think you got every other sentence you say, you know what I'm saying? Where do you think you got that from?
Oh, rap. Indeed.
So what makes you think that it's not bad?
Well, not okay, well, let me be clear, right? Not bad in the sense like, you know, it can't be fixed. But I understand, you know, the rhetoric that it needs to be improved, you know what I'm saying, with trying to articulate yourself. I mean, look, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, perfect, you know. I definitely have, you know what I'm saying, a lot of different things to you know, improve with trying to.
Do you see what you did though? When I just mentioned that? You
Yeah.
changed how it was that you communicated with me by me pointing
I
that
mean,
out.
but also, you know, also the thing is that, you know, I have like, you know, such a high admiration for who you are, you know what I'm saying, too. So, in a lot of ways, I know that, you know, look, I just think the ability to be able to, you know what I'm saying, like self-auto correct, you know what I'm saying, like is a dying attribute. You know what I'm saying?
But think about how much you were programmed to think, move, and even communicate the way that you communicate based off of the things that you were subconsciously listening to on a regular basis. Because it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
just
agree.
affect what it is that you hear, it affects everybody else around you, which then influence how it is that you communicate and how you move on a regular basis.
I agree. I agree to a certain a degree. However, I just can't. Well, I ain't gonna say I can't. Maybe I'm reluctant, to um, I guess like what I mean, to like sort of like just completely cross over. You know, like in a weird way, I like it.
I
I
know you
like
like
rap,
it, but
bro.
that don't mean that it's not bad for you.
Well,
Just because you like it, listen. You know what I like?
I know you're gonna be able to be the devil's advocate, bro. I know you're gonna play devil's advocate.
No, you
You
know what I
know,
like? Pussy,
I
head.
like money. I like money.
We like a lot of things. That don't mean all of it is good for us though.
True. I
How do
mean,
you
I look.
determine what's
I've
good for
even
you
heard
and
you.
what's not good for you?
Oh, say that one more time.
How do you determine what's good for you and what's not good for you?
Because of the outcome, the results.
What results?
Well, granted, like for example, you know what I'm saying. From what I heard in a little bit of the convo, if if
Hold on,
I'm,
hold on, hold
you
on.
know,
Elijah, you're not on camera and I need you to mute yourself, bro, when you're not
Yes, sir.
talking. Why you not on camera, Elijah? Elijah, is it a particular reason you're not on camera? You muted, Elijah. You got to unmute yourself in order to answer, bro.
Just just want to be anonymous, bro.
Okay, that's cool. I'll rock with that. That's cool. As long as I know that you're a real person, I can roll with that. Go ahead,
Oh,
Razik.
yes, sir.
nah, yeah, I just think that, I'm not, totally not sold on the fact that, rap isn't, or rap is trash. A lot of it is. A lot of it, which is why, like, I'm very peculiar about who I listen to. You know what I'm saying? Even though a lot of what I do listen to talks about, what I'm saying, just coming from, you know, you know what I'm saying, what I mean, like the whole bottom, bro. And it's just it's more so of like a triumphant aspect of knowing that, I came from this, what I'm saying, and I'm not a part of this anymore, and I'm still trying to, what I'm saying, like improve. Now, is it all, what I'm saying, positive? No, I'm not going to even sit here and front. Nah, it ain't.
Overwhelmingly
I mean,
negative, though. I mean,
yeah, I also agree.
it's literally built, or they pivoted according to what he was just saying, in order to make sure that they continue to keep the prisons filled. That gotta be bad.
But look though, let me just say something too, right, man? 'Cause we're almost the same age, right? So, and I know, like, you even remember like when Nas' first album had came out, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference in the level of MCing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was more so of like telling it from a third person's point of view of what was going on. There's been a lot of conversations about when we came up, like listening to a certain type of demographic, that it was more so about, art imitating life.
But you
And
do
now,
know, Razik, that even the frequency by which you listen to music can control your mood.
yeah, I
It's
understand.
things that
I
we don't
understand.
even know that's happening behind the scenes that determines how it is that we feel on a daily basis and what decisions that we're going to make. But we still
Yeah.
support it, even though it puts us in this negative space.
I mean, look, let me say something, right? Because I'm already in the Discord, right? So I had a
Shout out to the
conversation with
bag
somebody.
chasers.
Yeah, hey, look, I had a conversation with somebody in there, and I posted in there. I said, I hate R&B.
But you love
I'm
rap.
saying, right, but it's so weird, right? Because I don't really. Hold on, hear me out, and just hear me out, bro, please. So, and I'm not bad being funny. I'm really like trying to be like transparent, right? I don't like it because I don't relate to it. I never have. Now, when I'm angry, you know what I'm saying, or in an aggravated mood, You know what I'm saying? I'll listen to, you know what I'm saying, like El Camino, Benny the Butcher, Conway, you know what I'm saying, Styles P. Nah, hear me out though. Hear me out.
All you said to
Yo,
me was
son,
gun
hear me out,
bars.
bro.
No.
Hold on.
Hold on. You said gun bars, drug bars, more drug bars, and more gun bars, and then Mo running up
Right,
on
right,
you.
right. All right, cool. All right, so hold on. All right, cool. But hey, look, but I ain't gonna lie to you though, bro. Look, the funny
You
thing
ain't
is
named
that,
one positive lyric in
bro,
that
stop,
whole thing,
Anton,
bro.
bro. Hold on, man.
No.
Hold
Hold
on.
on,
Cause
Razik. You didn't name one positive lyric in that whole conglomerate of people.
yo, son is cooking. All right, so look, hold on. Like, just hear me, hear me out, bro. My only thing is this, and to try to get back to my, you know what I'm saying, point, man. I like it because it calms me down. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of what, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what, um, even though it's very relatable, you know what I'm saying, because I've done a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, in the past. But I'm a huge advocate, you know what I'm saying, even for like people in real life, for like nephews, you know what I'm saying, a lot of youngins, you know what I'm saying, and just, letting them to look at me as an example, you know what I'm saying, of like past mistakes. Like, nah,
But
don't do
what
this.
if,
Learn
and I think that you are a phenomenal example. What if we can get to a space to where we don't have to use ourselves as an example of what you can overcome, but instead using ourselves as an example of what it is that we don't have to go through in the first place?
No, I mean that's a great point. But as they say, like if was a fifth, we will all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one to like really dwell on like what if, you know what I'm saying, the past, what if this, you know what I'm saying? Like in so many words, I can't cry over spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? I can only do,
Hey,
what it
brother,
is
what
that I
Yeah, we
need to
can.
do to
We
try to
brother,
move.
absolutely
what calms
can.
you,
Hold on. Go ahead.
brother, what calms you down,
Go ahead. Is that
Elijah?
Elijah? Go ahead, Elijah. What was
Yes,
you
sir.
saying?
Br- brother, what'd you say that calms you down?
Rap. You know what I mean? It's a very specific
Rap.
type of
But
rap, bro.
but
If
they.
anybody ever heard of GXFR, then you already know what I'm talking
Oh, okay.
about. Oh, hey,
But
Anton, I
I'm
know you
glad.
ain't gonna like it. Yeah, I know you ain't gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? I
Is
already
it
know you ain't gonna like it, bro.
is it violence in that? Does that style of rap music have violence in it?
I mean, yeah, all of it does. I mean, but I definitely
Oh,
don't
okay.
like Lil Wayne and the Baby. I'm not listening to that trash shit. You know what I'm saying? So like when you just,
But
I mean, and
violence
you
violence
got
is
to think too, bro. Hold on. Look, let me just say this, right? I also spit. You know what I'm saying? And I had the opportunity to even get on Smack. You know what I'm saying? This was like my first bid when I had came home. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, and it's a few dudes, you know what I'm saying, watching who actually know like how nice I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's no cap, nigga. I'm dope, B. I'm nice. Like I'm
right.
nice.
But Razik, I know you
Yeah,
in real
we.
life. I know that you nicer as a businessman. I know you nicer as a human being. I know
I'm
you
trying to
have
be.
greater
I'm trying.
talents than what you subjecting yourself to, and you're greater than your circumstances.
Hey, look, I agree to that. And I'm not using the hip hop as a crutch. I'm only providing the context and why I like it. I know a lot of people are not going to agree. And I'm not going to sit here and champion like, yo, you need to go and listen to Benny the Butcher and Conway and, tap in with, Rick Hyde. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm not going to sit here and, you know what I'm saying, and say that. You know what I mean? Like,
But
I'm not going
violence is
around,
violence.
Well, hold
Violence
on,
is
nah,
violence,
bro,
hold
brother.
on,
nah,
Razik.
it
Hold on,
isn't.
Razik. Hold on, Razik. Let me see what everybody. Elijah, what are your thoughts?
I'm so glad you brought this subject up because rap is just like chitlins. Chitlins, they they took they took one of the C's off the top of the other C, and it's really SHIT, and they call it CHIT so that they could sell it to us and we would consume it. Because if they told you what it really was, SHIT, then we wouldn't buy it. And rap is the same way. They took the C off the front of it because it's crap, and they took the E off of the back of it because it talks about raping our sisters. So, and KRS prophesied about what you're talking about in 1988. He had the greatest rap song ever called Self Destruction. In 1988, he said that uh, rap would eventually lead us to self destruction, and in 2022, you're bringing that point up, which is very beautiful on your point on your part, brother. And music, see, we as blacks, Hosea 4:6 talks about we're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And we don't realize the word music means to think or to ponder from the Latin word muse. Media, the word media means comes from the Latin word medios, which gives you the English word medium. A medium shirt is what? Between a large and a small. A a media in a road is what? Between lanes in the middle of the road. The word media means to come between to come between a person and God, to come between a person and their ability to think right. So media and rap music is mind control. Rap music is media, media is mind control. And our minds have been programmed. We've been programmed, like KRS One's rap song said in 1988. We've been programmed for self-destruction. And the only way that we're going to build, or excuse me, rebuild our community because it's completely destroyed, the only way to rebuild it is to deprogram and reprogram our minds. And I'm so thankful to God that you're participating in that, brother.
I appreciate that comment. What's your thoughts, JC? And then I wanna
Hey, what's up?
rotate some people in because I know I got some people in the back waiting.
Yeah, for sure. Can you guys hear me well?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right, that's what's up. I'm going to hold that topic just because it hits home. I was one that was
JC, you
influenced by
breaking
hip
up.
hop.
You breaking up.
I
You
wouldn't
breaking
say
up. You breaking up real bad.
I'm am I still I'm breaking up real bad? Am I still breaking up?
No, go ahead. Let me see if I can get you in.
For sure. I was gonna say I don't think necessarily that uh hip hop and hip hop is wrong as an artistic form. I think that the message that is being communicated over these tempos, over these beats, I think that's what the issue is, right? Because I think there's power, there's life in the power of words, right? Our life comes through the tongue. I mean, I think there's a psalm that says that my tongue is the pen of a ready writer. So
Right.
there's influence that comes with these words, and if you put those words on top of a beat, there's even greater influence on that as well.
JC, what's your
There,
favorite
there,
rapper?
Big Pun. Yeah, I'm an East Coast head. Yeah, I'm an East Coast head, man. I used to listen
What's
to
the
Big
last thing
Pun.
you played in your playlist?
The last thing I played on my playlist was Shy Lin. He's a Christian hip hop artist.
Okay. Is it any
Shy Lin and
coincidence?
Timid.
Is it any coincidence that you rocking out with Big Pun because he looks similar?
No. The thing is that when I first got introduced to hip hop, I was more like I'm more of a lyrical head. I like the syllables, the word plays, and everything else. So I used to like that that ruggedness of like the New York type of hip hop style, like Onyx, Capone Noriega,
Onyx,
Terror
Capone,
Squad.
Noriega, the War
Yeah,
Report,
yeah. I used to.
the War
Yeah,
Report.
yeah. The War
Yeah,
Report.
one of my favorite
I used to listen
albums.
to the
See
Yeah,
what I'm
one of
Big Pun.
my
saying?
favorite albums.
You see how bad this
Yeah.
is.
Look,
So the
Prodigy, Mobb Deep, Styles
yeah, Mob
P,
Deep. Yeah,
Beanie
yeah. I used to
Siegel,
listen to
State
all those guys.
Property.
The
Yeah,
the thing
man.
is
Like,
too.
yeah, I'm not gonna sit here in front. Look, JC,
But,
you ain't gotta do this, man. You don't have to do this. Anton already know what time it is, man. But the holy thing is, look,
yeah,
bro. Let me just
but
say this, man. Let me just say this, and
but
and, and I like what saying. Jay is also saying, bro. But like, it's I'm gonna tell you this, bro. It's too convoluted in a sense that you're not gonna group me up with all of these other goofies who do this mumble rap, you know what I'm saying, jumbo
yeah,
bullshit,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Don't do this,
Listen, all
bro.
they did was they gave you your flavor, right? All of it is
Nah,
cool.
bro, I
That's
don't
yeah,
listen to
it's
them
No.
true.
niggas.
Listen.
It's true. It's
Listen.
true.
East Coast
It's
rap
true.
is grape Kool-Aid. Drill music is red Kool-Aid. Okay?
Bro, that
Southern
shit is
music,
trash.
Southern music is orange. And then all they did was listen. You know what they got y'all buying
This,
now? They got y'all buying.
Hold
You
on.
know
Hey,
some of the
look,
best
I'm
chips that
I'm
I've
gonna tell you
tasted.
something.
Hold on, Razi. You know what the best chips that I've tasted recently? The Migos, no, the Lil Baby rap snacks.
Jesus
Them mugs
Christ,
was so
God help.
fire.
Come on, it's,
Them Lil
hey,
Baby,
look,
I
yo,
think they like sour cream and
hey,
onion,
look,
salt and vinegar
hey,
all
Chon,
combined. I
look,
said,
I'm
damn,
gonna tell you something. Hey, Chon,
y'all gonna give
hey,
me
Chon, I'm
a
gonna tell
heart
you something.
attack too
Chon,
on
look,
top of the lyrics?
look,
no,
let
but
me say something, bro. Look, hey, look, let me say something. When you going back to more positive, you know what I'm saying, rappers, you know what I'm saying, when you can look at like Outkast, like the old Outkast, Lupe Fiasco, Dope, um, Black Thought from, you know what I'm saying, The Roots, Fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of cats, bro. Like, I
Man, y'all
mean,
don't
just
listen to the
everybody.
roots. Stop it, Jay. You don't listen to the roots.
Are you stop? You
You
nuts?
do. You told me what you be listening to every day.
Nah, I told you what is my
Yeah,
favorite, bro.
but
Like, that's my, you know what
I
I'm saying,
bet you know
favorite.
them Benny the Butcher gun bars though.
Of course. Of course. I
Hold
ain't gonna
on,
sit here and front,
let
yeah.
me
yeah,
get your thoughts.
but
Hey Elijah, I'm gonna
yeah,
drop
but
you down really quickly because I want to get some other people in
yeah,
here too.
but check this out though, right?
Oh.
Because I used to do hip hop myself, and when I became a Christian, I changed up my lyrics, I changed up everything, but I still had
I
that
know
East
y'all
Coast
did
flow.
hip hop. Every last one of y'all did hip hop.
No, but the thing is that I used to actually like do performance in certain venues and everything here in Miami for different churches and whatnot, like with big time peoples.
You
Like
wasn't
I
even
actually met
supposed to be
Shiley.
rapping, and you was doing. All right. Hold on, JC. Let me get because I got a limited amount of time. Let me get
Yeah,
Ennis in here. What's going on, Ennis?
Everything's
I'm
good,
a
man.
bounce,
Thank
yo. I'm a
you, man.
bounce,
Okay,
yo. You know what
Yeah.
JC.
I'm saying? I'm getting on you ready to head out to LA, man. Y'all be good.
All right.
Appreciate y'all
Okay.
every time. All right, bro.
What's up, Ennis? What's the word?
Everything's good, man. This is a good topic. This is a good conversation. Everything you touching on, everything you're talking about, from Candace to Kanye to everybody, it's like it's so needed. Um, the thing is, it's needed, but is it going to be heard? Because most people
Nope.
are so to talk over what is being said or ready to reply instead of listening. So that's what I like to do. Listen. I listen to you every day as much as I can. The hip
I
hop
don't think
music.
any of it is. All of it is going. Listen, I'm gonna do this live stream. Um, my live stream is probably not is gonna be demonetized. This one specifically, and then it's gonna go over everybody's head, and everybody gonna continue to do what they want to do anyway.
yeah.
No, not in this lane, not in this lane, because man, between you and Kevin Samuels, man, it's been some major changes in the way I direct my life. I've actually sent you a message on the Patreon because I wanted to book a session with you so I
Send
could
me an
talk.
email, bro. Send me an email. Send it to Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com.
I'm definitely
My
gonna do that.
my assistants tackle my emails faster. As far as the booking the session things.
Yeah, but the rap music, man. I mean, go back to the '90s, like a lot of it was crap music. And I grew up in Bermuda, a little small island in we're not even in the Caribbean, we're in the center of the
Y'all keep
Atlantic.
going. I'm gonna be right
Man,
back.
when I got the Two Live Crew, when I got the NWA, I swear down that if I was born in LA, I would have just like heeded the lyrics of NWA and just been indoctrinated. I can't even pronounce the word. I would have been, into, I was so following the music so much, and I'm so happy that I grew up in that little island away from that. So it allowed me to, broaden my horizons and, do more, see more, and be more of a person. But, you know, and the music is still like, it's vibrant. I gotta push my kids away from that, the rap music and the hip hop music, because straight up, I don't care what anybody says, it's poison, man. The music is straight poison. I mean, there are very few rappers that you can listen to and or not be afraid to let your kids listen to, or your mom or somebody else. Because the music, even if it's reflecting what's in the communities, our communities, man, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous, and I have to say that I know that if I was in the U.S. when I was first listening to the beginnings of gangster rap and stuff, I'd probably be dead right now. I'd probably be dead
There,
because the music
there's
is that
there's some
influential.
substitutes to that though.
It
I
is
said you can always
substance, but it is
you can
substance, but you gotta.
substitute like
No,
yeah I was gonna say,
I was in a single parent home, so I was one of those at risk kids. My dad wasn't around, so that the
I feel you.
music and there's so many kids that were like me, but luckily I wasn't in that big city environment to get absorbed into that culture. Because if I was
No,
in
I
that big
feel you.
city, I would have been easily big, dude. That's why I personally think the music is just poison. And what is he talking about in the interview earlier? How it's feeding into the prison industry, and it's a big circle. So, and
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
I feel you.
I'm just
I was gonna say this. I was gonna say this though. Like when I first started listening to rap, right? It was in about 2007, 2008. That's when I became a Christian and whatnot. I literally threw out all my CDs. I don't know if people are aware we had CDs and those CD Walkmans and all that stuff. Yo, I had packs of CDs, Big Pun, Wu Tang, the whole nine. I threw them all out, and I was like, yo, like, what can I do to actually, now that my major likes and my taste of music has gone out of the way, how can I substitute this, right? And I started getting introduced to like Stephen the Levi, Shailin, Lecrae, all these people that do hip
All a
hop, but
byproduct of bad stuff. Listen, there is no such thing as good Christian rap music.
no, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. I'll put money up. I'll put money up. I'll give you $100 if you tell me that Shailin and Stephen the
Christian
Levi
rap
are not
music.
positive Christian
Christian
rappers.
rap music is like watching the WNBA.
No, I'm telling you, Anton, you've been exposed to
Yeah.
the wrong Christian rap. You've been exposed to the
I know
wrong
who these
Christian
people.
rap.
I know who Lecrae is. Listen,
No, yeah, but
it's
have you heard
like
of Stephen the Levite?
no. I don't want to listen to nobody named Stephen a Levite, Merle. Like that's not
I'm,
even.
I'm telling
It's
you,
not even a good
I'm
rap
telling you,
name.
I'm
It's not
telling
even a
you,
good rap name.
I'm telling you, these people that there are people that you haven't heard of, that people haven't heard of, that are
We
literally
yo.
lyrical geniuses. Look, I'm gonna give one example, Anton. Check this out. Check this out. I went to a studio many, many years ago, right? And one of my boys took me to his boy studios, the whole nine. You know how it is in those type of studios. People are smoking, people are drinking, people are doing all this crazy stuff, right? So I walk into the studio, and they tell me, "Oh, so you're gonna rap?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll do a few bars." They're like, "Oh, so what are you gonna do?" I was like, "Nah, I do Christian rap." They're like, they all looked at me funny. They looked at each other funny. I already saw the vibe. I already knew what time it was. I got into the booth. They gave me the headphones. They gave me the mic and everything. The producer was there and everything. He's like, all right, let me see what beat you want. I'm like, yo, just give me any beat. Just give me an East Coast type of beat, type of vibe, whatever. Yeah, I started spitting. No lie, mind you, my biggest influence back in the day was Big Pun. So I had that lyrical type of flow. Yo, I kid you not, Anton. Everybody there stopped smoking, stopped drinking. They all started going to church and they all started doing music for the church. Literally, I promise you. They said, we have never heard Christian rap this way before. They thought Christian rap was something else. But when I introduced them to what it was, because the thing is that people think that Christian rap is kind of like Jesus this, Jesus that, but no, you have to have knowledge. You have to have good theology. You have to have good church history. You have to have all these things incorporated into music to actually be informed, because music is a form of indoctrination.
Listen,
Music
listen,
is a
listen,
form of
listen,
teaching.
listen, JC. If you give me a Christian rap CD, I'm gonna use that mug as an ashtray. It's gonna be a
I'm
cozy.
telling,
I'm
I'm telling,
throwing it. I'm
two
throwing it out the
people
window, bro.
give two people a chance. Shailin,
And don't
and
tell me
Stephen the
Stephen the
Levite.
Levite. No, fuck
Shailin and Stephen the Levite. I'm telling you, bro. I'm
yo, yo,
telling
yo,
you,
yo, yo. I'd rather listen to some old school. Just give me some Mahalia Jackson. Give me
bro.
some Fred Hammond. Give me some Fred
I'm
Hammond.
telling you, man.
Give
Hey,
me some
people are
Fred Hammond,
sleeping
man.
on these people,
I'm
dog.
good.
People and beautiful, beautiful eulogy. That's another group right there.
All y'all
These
doing is
guys.
trying to listen. It's like trying to substitute heroin for fentanyl, man. Like it's
Nah, like,
bad.
come
It's just
on,
bad.
man.
It's
Bars.
bad all
You
across the
dropping
board,
bars.
man. We not doing that. We don't watch the
Anton,
Yeah,
WNBA.
we ain't
You
doing
do know that the NBA came on yesterday, and nobody is watching the WNBA, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I saw the
That's
Warriors
all
win
Christian
yesterday,
rap
bro.
is. It's like the WNBA, bro.
Nah, man. Yo, Anton, you know what? I agree with you. I agree with you on that part.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
Majority,
bro,
no,
come on, bro.
majority of Christian rap.
Come
Listen,
on, bro.
majority of Christian rap is whack as heck, whack as hell. I do not recommend majority of Christian rap, but there is at least 5% of it, right, that are like
Have you ever
literally.
seen your singer starting to rap? Like it ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Like if you came into the
I
game
get
that
it.
way,
I
it's
I get it. There's
like
a.
JC, I'm not following you on this one. Freezy,
Oh,
what do you think about this?
oh my
Well,
goodness,
first
man.
of all, first of all, Christian rap is some bullshit because
A
I
lot
got
of it is. A lot of it is. A lot
no, I'm
of
gonna
it
tell
is.
you why. It's just an assimilation of rap music. I got a studio, right, and I've had Christian rappers come in here. They still sagging their pants, they still wearing gold teeth,
It's
they
still
still trying
influenced
to
by every
Yeah,
single thing in the
yeah.
culture.
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of these Christian rappers, they're trash. They're garbage. They're hot garbage. 90 to 95% of Christian rap is garbage.
Hold
I
on,
agree with that
you got to
100%.
let him finish. You got to let him finish.
Anton, do you want to retract your statement? When we had our discussion about a couple weeks ago?
About what? What did I say? I'm willing to
Man,
concede that I was wrong if you tell me that I was
hey,
off.
I said I asked you. Remember we had a discussion about it ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Uh-huh.
You see what's going on with Kanye, right?
I can't retract it yet though. Cuz
Listen, I'm gonna tell you
I
something,
agree
man.
with it. I agree that it's also about who you know.
Man, Kanye
Man,
just putting that point, yo.
listen, it's mostly
What did I say that was
in
wrong? What did I say that was wrong?
well, if you go back, roll the tape back, I said, Anton, you don't think it's more about who you know? And you was like, no.
I
You
don't
said no.
I don't know. I don't pop off based off of. See, it depends on the context, right? When we talking about industry, that's a different conversation than regular everyday networking from a business perspective, right?
Mhm.
Most of the power players are not visible.
Right?
All we seeing is these tokens. Ti is a pawn.
I agree.
He's nothing. Nobody was even checking for Ti and that trash ass comedic career that he was trying to launch off. Nobody was checking for Ti, bro.
Well, first of all, I didn't know Kanye West was worth $11 billion.
I
I
didn't
thought
either.
it was
I mean, neither.
like I thought it was like 1.8, something like that. But Kanye West, we about to see a pivotal time with Kanye West. We need to keep and salute to Kanye West because I noticed now it makes sense why he has a 24-hour channel going right now called Kanye West Live,
Yeah, I heard about
and
that.
he's doing the Drink Champs tour, and you can ask him any question you want. That's the sentiment.
I need Kanye
But
here in Detroit. I
bro,
don't have
listen,
$11 billion to give him though. Like my little bit of money.
man,
I,
I'm gonna tell you something, Anton. At this point,
I get Kanye to get Kanye in the studio with me. What would I pay to get Kanye?
man, that man might come for free right now.
I think he come for free,
He
Yeah.
man,
working,
because
dude. You don't
he
even
just
need to pay.
what he
Don't pay him,
I'm
bro.
gonna tell you something. That man might come for
Pay him,
free
bro.
right now. I'm gonna
Because
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you.
I don't send
I
money,
swear,
but
bro,
I
don't
make
pay
sure
him,
that
man.
I don't
You
send money,
got with it
but I
too.
make sure that I accommodate. But for somebody like Kanye, I will spend money.
Oh hell
I
yeah,
think you
you
can
supposed
actually
to,
get
bro.
it up there.
No, bro.
Dude,
No, bro. No, he gonna be happy to be on your platform, dog. Straight up, I
dude,
enjoy your content. Not trying to be like I ain't trying to ride nothing or nothing like that.
No,
But
I rock with you.
I respect. Yeah, I mean, I
but see,
respect you. I see. I'm from East St. Louis,
Well,
Illinois, just so you know.
shout out
And
to Illinois out there
yeah,
with the Safety Act.
yeah, you know what to do. And I'm looking forward to January, as you know.
Why is that? Are you on the
'Cause
side that you believe you like hip hop?
no, I love hip hop, but I'm a Cash Money No Limit fan where we come from.
Oh, so you a part of the problem too then?
No, I ain't a part of the problem. That was a part of my problem. It sent me to prison. You know what I mean?
Exactly my point.
Yeah. It was
That's
real
exactly my
motivation.
point.
And I had a silver spoon. My daddy was a construction worker and my mama was a nurse. But you know what I said? Everybody I went to school with, I had to jump off the porch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was a product of my environment. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. It hurts to say it, but hey, I had a silver spoon. I
So I
just
was
chose
right.
other.
So I was right then, right?
I can't argue with you. I'm a product of what you're talking about. So I got older and I look back on it, and you telling the truth.
Mm.
We
Mm.
did the real thing.
Freezy, what
Yo,
you think
Anton,
about that, Freezy?
What's that?
What he just said?
What you just said, Illinois? What you just
I
said?
said I had a silver spoon. My daddy, my father was a construction worker. My mother was a nurse. I jumped off the porch because of the product of my environment. I went to an underprivileged school, and my mom and them did the best they could, but they couldn't get me out the hood. So I had to go to school every day with the name brand this and name brand that before. Okay, I'm just let me retract for a second.
Wait, hold on,
Uh,
back up. You said you was born with a. You said you was born with a silver spoon.
I know I acknowledge what I had now that I'm older. Let me retract for a statement though. Before they were able to do what they doing now in my area, which is making kids wear uniform, I was one of the kids that had the designer clothes, and we were really like hard on people that was coming to school, bust down as we called it. And it was hard for them, and it was kind of hard for me until I got into my little swagger. You know how I go. You got to grow into yourself. And I feel that that has helped now. But when I was growing up, I'm a '77 baby. Uh, my
We
mom.
gotta wrap it up, y'all. So because I gotta end this. So go ahead.
Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
answer.
yeah,
Let me
yeah, yeah, yeah.
respond to him, Anton.
All right,
Will
respect.
it seemed you was spoiled, bro. That's what it was. You was spoiled, and you know that you
Yeah.
had everything too early, and you jumped off the porch thinking you was the shit, and you wasn't. That's it, bro. You was just spoiled. But I would just say
Nah,
this. I'm gonna say this. Yes, you did, because you had the shit on in high school. But listen, this is what I was saying about Kanye. Pay attention, Anton. This is a pivotal point for Black people. I can't say that. I don't know if we can say the J word, the JEWS. We
yeah,
can't
just call
really
them the
keep
village
saying that,
people.
repeating that. Huh? What you said, JC?
Just call them the village people.
Okay, the village people, right? They did not like when that man said Black people are the real village people. They don't like that shit. I don't know if you remember when Rosenberg got mad. I think it was I forgot somebody. Oh yeah, Nick Cannon. Remember Nick Cannon said that shit? Nick Cannon damn near got blackballed, and he had to retract his statement. He had to apologize. And this is a big lesson that Black people need to learn. Money is good, but there's more power in numbers. This is why the village people are powerful. They move as a collective, bro.
It's only
It's
powerful
it's
when you
no
got money,
coincidence.
though.
Yeah, it's
First
powerful when
comes
you
the
got money,
power,
but
then comes
You
the
need both. You gotta have the numbers and you gotta have the money.
what was
you
that?
got to
What was
have the
that
money
song?
too.
What was that rap song back in the day with Lil Kim and the Locks? Money, power, respect. First comes the money, then comes the power, then comes the respect.
See y'all
I mean,
quoting
she was on
rappers.
point
See
with
how
it.
y'all quoting rappers? I'm about to end it there. Listen, I appreciate y'all. We're gonna continue this conversation tomorrow. Thank you guys for continuing to rock with me. All my friends and family. I appreciate y'all. Listen, we're gonna continue this conversation. Maybe I'll continue it tonight. I don't know. I'm about to I got some stuff to do. I got to get this office together. I got to get this space together. I got boxes all over the place. I got more deliveries coming today. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for everybody for coming up on the platform. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Shout out to Tej Hanley, sponsor of the live stream. We appreciate you. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. We love you. We thank you. I need you guys to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. Y'all got me late for my meetings and stuff like that. Do me one more favor before we get up out of here, fam. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful and rich by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.